Udama.
Chupayu.
Yes, Moti me oroka o my madi okosomi ti oroka megba me wala kolo.
Agbanago.
I'm happy to be part of this conversation this afternoon.
Okay.
And in the last couple of years, we have consistently, and intentionally mobilized to keep the Igala culture and language alive. And a big match event. So all of that put together has helped to sustain the lifespan of the Igala culture and language. Are we following? Hello?
Abu Kole.
Oh, okay. And coincidentally, it's not an error that I'm dressed the way I'm dressed.
Network actually. Network Nigeria.
This is intentional. I go out to color and the character. You guys hear me?
Yes, Abu Kole.
Okay. Okay, so the character I am playing is I have to wear this. Omikete kunyi benedu kishigala ome kishiku denwe toji. Ichi eneki ni film on dem filmin. Name kunya. Through many ngoduki an opportunity. Agana my use maducha. Agana my use film maducha joy. Film mudem kinukbayu madu togu. Ale amigo madomadu toguma madomadu ti ichima ale amiyaji madomadu toguma madomadu ti chima ale amakechi domache baabekibo. Okay, so basically I would like to build on what GFO has done so far. It laid a very strong foundation for the summit this afternoon, and particularly on the subject matter, culture, and of course our language. As defined by a school of thought, culture seems to be an idea of a people, customs of a people, and of course social behavior of a particular people in a society, or where is our custom. Ogua is our ideas, and Ogua is our social pattern of behavior in the Nigerian society, in the African society, and of course in the global society. In Neukigala marching, Yikigala marching means that Idiho Vigalan. All right? Culture is particular and peculiar to a people, from village to village, kingdom to kingdom, state to state, nations around the world to nations around the world, and of course the global community. Our culture is not the same. What it means is that Adu also has a culture. Okay. So that Kisimoti established Aele. Or Wigala Shabu Jimamugijo. Or Wigala Isha Geyogijon. Or Wigala Shema Kinoye Nekbokine Isha Unkishweke Shanekelele Pakuekashano Bleshwen Pahun. Or Wigala Shika Hakini marriage or Kokoya Adenekele Quadinoble goes beyond the two characters involved. Marriage for us involves the two families. So we cannot just wake up today when we are on led wife. In the first place, it doesn't even happen. A town will say, okay, give me 1 week, give me 2 weeks. Within that 1-2 weeks, what the man wants to do is to carry out a cultural background or a background of the family of Bukwetiti.
Yes.
Majoji, Majojin,
Manu de bien.
Majoko, Majokon,
Hmm.
Amene Hanyi Machi, Bakabu Machi, or Bola Machi. They would like to know the history of your family. They would like to know the history of your father. They would like to know the history of your mother.
Yes.
So, Obwigalade.
Hmm.
And this is what has helped to build us as a stronger bond of family. Because the Igala culture tells you that marriage is sacred. Okay? And from generations to generations, even though civilization, religion, and modernity is trying so hard to fight some of the things that makes us special as a people. For me, being who I am and doing what I do, I should have, been talking more about civilization. Ejene du ke mudache ke mama kine ejene kwe eche ichenu boku kwonu ejenele imudina. Ejenele imudina. So our culture helps us to be guided. It keeps you in check. Then talking about language. Language, as established by GFO, he has also done a good thing. But again, a school of thought defines language as a system of communication used by a particular country or community. Ichigala is a system of communication for our Kashabo Igala, peculiar to us, particular to us, in the Kogi State nation, in Nigerian nation, on the African continent, and on the global stage. It is our own system of communication. Tidale yaki chenwe magboni, igba kenwe magboni, akecha kenwe magboni, ibibia kenwe magboni. Ishi duke magbon, ona duke nyi school, we mudene okubo makichele. Okay? And the Igala language has remained a thing of pride for some of us, and will continue to do all that we can to help sustain the preservation of that language. Which is the reason why I have committed myself in the last 12 years plus to making language movies. Via our films, it reflects our cultural background. Alukma noya, alukma kolane, alukma jonu, chenkolachi, alukma resolve, odu akaje, aluka agugwa, aluka abojima. All of this reflects in our films. One of the reasons why I have chosen to deliberately, is intentional, that I make language movies. And that began in 2007 when I came onto the scene in the film industry. Film Mejodu was an English film. But of course, even though it was English, we tried to sell some sentiments that is peculiar to us as the Igala people. Going on from there, I felt the need for us to do more in telling our own stories. Chenke kohalae luke kaishenu bokiko. Like I was with GFO, I know GFO's village in Odogomo, in Ankpa local government area of Kogi State. Okay? And I know that we have a lot of similarities, but you cannot have total way of life. The way it is in Odogomo is not the same in my own village in Odoloko. So Akakola Igala generally, when you narrow it down to a region, for instance, Biraidu district of Abocho, of the Ikna local government, Abocho may not be what they do in Odu. So this summit this afternoon gives us the opportunity to look at the critical role of my own industry in preserving the culture of the Igala people and also sustaining their language, which is one of the reasons why we also made frantic effort to birth Igbo TV, a digital distribution platform for indigenous movies in Nigeria and in Africa. We must take interest and love in watching our own story. with this platform created, anywhere in the world now, you can log on to that platform, subscribe like you do on other bigger digital distribution platforms, and watch our movies. That way, we continue to propagate the conversation of our cultural sustenance, the conversation of our language preservation, and also exporting our culture and language to other parts of the world. So as a filmmaker, it is my deliberate intention to continue to help preserve the Igala culture and also uphold our language. For the want of time, I would like to leave it here. So if there are questions, I will take. Thank you. He's not with me.
Mr. Thompson,
I go, sir. I mean,
Ojo ki mona bi ta kidele.
I mean to do Jima.
I'll look it then. I'll look at it. She was really, ana porto fikele tate.
To chube de me.
Donc, non ne confe edo kona take etunye ye no.
Yes, sir.
Kochaka eke yomon, enke chiko chaka akoda maka achi ku ekele tate ke ko gomo eke ko ya ide ojo ki dupayo.
Okay, thank you very much, Thompson Makolo. We are most grateful for this wonderful, fantastic presentation. Just a quick one. We have Okai Hamza with his hands up. You have the floor, please. Okai Hamza. I reckon that you want to ask questions or make comments.
Nago nothing ku ugwa mikitubo maywa onenyi Tom Makolosa.
Nago bro Oraka.
You've been doing amazing job, and I must confess I'm very, very proud of you.
Thank you so
Only
much.
opportunity kuna I meet one-on-one mama tambo then nali ameokeshi laliba. So Lubo Olakeka about this sustained culture. And again, linking it to Olakubaba Ojonugwa Jefoka ongoing on trial. So nate ki kujewa my mioro kayaka kini edomishebo, particularly having the privilege kuneke D platform again in. So in America issues kide ojane gala or kia affect amagala kumadi oje wobokibo. So makini oneka oriane kipitale again yani ki ina du koli nekete haji ki mado manike dokonye. So oma gala obo dukelo ma when ebiele fomo igaleshi. So ka kaisha kini ini mistake ka mama washi abajoy in the name of a gene. And abika ko kunyi omina kola sokoto wa call ko na makeshi ubu.
Okay.
And in Amen kuna aliemi ki I should talk akini yes. I'll do kakeshi ashowo. I'll do kakeshi ki modron ilu benwo idu shi ashibebelen. Ojo jiwi shepe. Todule awaka jeri jadu kesho keshi shi omune. Ina ki adeta ma akini kele amoya keshi dukene. So intertribal marriage isha kini biene no. Ama omi ushehuli yes ama defun to my understanding usheli kakini enle ishede enki atene ki week the bond the igala the cultural bond ki won igala yi to do ishe ina do ke o ma bingini iye un shigbo baku we shigala ki abiene ki atankwa ye un shigala gbele yani deviation ki adomo. So ameonlele ishi enkunati neku umudu togbawe miki na kaneke kolale ki nerabo ejupe kakini I adu kishi ebiene ishi we ishi ina adu kumena abogala biene ngini kema yigala ka arejuke ka kenne ofedoni but on a we Lagos kwai odomo nui omo ewe biamo mama gbakpa ma shen down du ima memunyin alema akini so na yeyo netaki angenge ejugen ona eyo netaki angejule we Lagos when abogala lenyon tunyin Oṣù odumudu den odumudu many mam do ko omudu je odumudu ma atun yin oje ta wi. So ehun lele ide nke adi anyowa. Then ekeji shi ugbo ishi ameun ke lugbe won ogwa agene ke shi ugbo movies yin is taking a very wide coverage already. But now what thing ki nona kale many ke bo amru dabi we or the local level ile kaneke jabo akakini yes kuma get messages kide because through the movies le on chagene kumeta she kwajila wa yanya help wa then oleke tap briefly sir ishi ugbo nothing kume the enlightenment wa boa tabe kuma de ho pahu ibo kuma nunga kuma shate kwa ma youth igala kuma ge ojo ma shate ko wa toruka boa kuma we shila eteshi kuma shila shakini one nu kolo one gwa te no kolo igbere negala ki di position ki dun ukolo te imda ne ije ki adun take na ke she any to se ko origin e change egbala na kai o ma na ke she ile aye ni ku mi certificate origin we gba we se ko ni ke mi certificate origin e ma gba amadu kolo we by that ke mi certificate of origin na ke she gba be ki show mu na kini ke favor e ke nu kolo lele e se mere du tinyo mefa agere ba di yellow card o na football e de ere ka du boda me. So enlele na tele ki be akise to megba mebo awako ya kide amen ki ajewa ka de retinyo ka di share to be kumeje kumeneke bo correct through the various means kumedu kola medu propagate gala megba me ola kolojo ki menyo do ashakadu
Go sir. Am I to respond?
Thompson Makolo, thank you very much. Okai Hamza, God bless you. Ojokijibwe. Quickly, I see you, Sylvester Omeje. Thank you for joining the call. We are patiently waiting for your slot as well. So, for the sake of time, Thompson, just give us your parting words in line with what Hamza just touched on. Then he'll be free to.
Oh, okay. Now, quickly and basically, my Olameta Kekai, my drive, all right, and advice will be to the traditional institutions. Atawa Gabaidu, Omadokwa Mofejeyi. I couldn't attend that event. If I did, and I was on the stage, I would have just told him one thing. The traditional ruler is an administrator for the traditional institutions. Our royal fathers and traditional institutions must realize why they occupy that stool. It is called traditional institution. Each of us each they do ecological madofain.
Shouldn't be biased.
Look, we should not go to the madwen or guje madofe biata. Some of us would have loved to some of us would have loved to be Unuangpa. But traditionally, I am not empowered. I'm not permitted to become one. So, Eneki, an executive governor of a state is saddled with the responsibility of keeping the peace of a state as a chief security officer. Our traditional ruler should be the chief custodian of our culture and tradition. And they must be seen to uphold it, promote it, market it, live it, export it. I was somewhere last year, to be very precise, in the palace of Ejofu. Many Onekaki Chadwai, by his traditional title, is Oyuga Igala, Oyuga Ata. And the man came and offered prayers in Islam. You know, Oyuga Kelasha Palede. And I felt broken. Ata's diviner clearly comes out in the open to say, I am a Muslim. I don't get it. So one of these days and sometime soon, we shall begin to take a conversation and advocacy to the traditional rulers to help us uphold the honor of tradition. Festivals of the land becomes opportunity for sons and daughters of the land to come back home annually, where there is room for social interaction, for meeting, for engagement. So it also, we must understand that Christmas, Easter are festivals of a certain culture of a people.
Yes.
That we celebrate. It is when we begin to proudly celebrate our own cultural festivals. That is when we can begin to be proud of our language, of our culture, of our marriage. This will bring people from all walks of life home. Machi New Yam Festival, New Yam Festival, Madabia. Italo used to be the Italo used to be the biggest Igala cultural festival
in those days.
Yes, the last time it held was in 2008, and I was in the stadium on that night.
Yes, that's the
political rivalry between Awudu and Ibro was what practically nailed Italo. So the appeal should be to the attack to all the Amonu Kakini Enwo Guma Machine Kudu, okay? And when package your memele, it will become something that is likable, that people will come from everywhere to come and attend. You can also be proud to tell your friends who are non-Igalas, please come home. Let us go and look at our festival. So as a filmmaker, as a storyteller, as a cultural promoter, my advice is let us strengthen our cultural value via our festival. I would like my senior colleague to just say hello to this summit before we wrap up and leave. Please come this way, please.
Okay.
Here is one of Nollywood big actors.
Hi, how are you?
Get out of here.
Get out of here. In Igbo.
Get out of
Yeah,
here.
We are proud of you, sir.
How you guys doing?
Oh, man.
Very prominent.
The Igala National Summit is joined by Igalas around the world.
Okay. Okay. You guys are awesome. Keep keeping it real. Keep doing the good work, bro.
Thank you.
I got your back like mad. Like this nigga here and my friend who will they come to give very soon to spoil to give die like mad, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm out of here for now.
Get out of here.
All right, so that is it, Mr. Ojonugwa Stephen. Our drive should be to our traditional rulers. They are custodians of the culture. They must find a common ground to meet with the promoters of the culture and let us retain our identity and originality.
All right. Thank you very much, Thompson, Makolo.
Nago, sir.
We are not disappointed in any way. I want to even say that you have exceeded our expectations. Okay.
Thank you.
More grace, my brother, and have a good time in Enugu. And
thank you so much.
Hope to receive you back in Abuja very soon. All right.
Yes, I'll be back. I'll be back. Thanks for all the effort. We appreciate the platform created. Let us sustain the conversation, and I'm sure we'll be the new face of revolution for the land. We will make it better than we met it.